Shop smart, shop S-smart.
Man. And here we go.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of New Book Who Dis. I am your host, DeathMetalHero, and with me tonight is Dr. Masque.
All right, I got this mask at Walmart, like before Halloween, and I have been waiting for an opportunity to use my Echo with the sound booth, the soundboard, and this mask. But welcome, Mark. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. Looking forward to talking about your book. How you doing this evening, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? I see you're back from your trek around the world there. Been doing a
yes, indeed. I am. Say again.
No, I said you've just been doing a lot of shows and traveling, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, I've been doing a lot of traveling. My better half lives up in South Carolina, so I go up there to visit her, and we were doing the last. My internet is glitching. Fantastic. Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, we did a little market, and what they call the night market at Kite Hill Brewery, and that was a heck of a lot of fun. Got to set up, and she sells her jewelry, and I sell my prints and stuff. So yeah, my internet is definitely glitching. Oh well, the the videos were playing a little flitchy. Not exactly sure why, because my computer is hardwired in, and we supposedly have fiber optic internet. Supposedly.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know
technology is great when it works.
Mine sucks too, so I know what you're talking about. I've got Spectrum, so it's
so far yours looks all right. I've got I have heard stories about Spectrum. We've got AT&T down here. It's fun.
It's always nice when you have a monopoly, you know.
Honestly, it. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, I guess, and provide terrible service for a lot of money. But we'll make do. We'll make do. Hopefully it'll iron itself out. I haven't had this computer on in a while since I've been gone. I was gone for a couple of weeks, so hopefully it'll work itself out. But oh, look at you holding up the poison elves. Hang on, bring that back. Bring that back.
There it is.
Yes, Lucifer and Lurelith.
Yeah,
that's part of the mini series.
Yeah, I read the 3 issues today. That's all I have. I didn't realize there was
nice. What'd you think?
All I could think of was like West Side Story meets fantasy. But but some of the art was just, I think I saw more in the first issue where they went from like kind of when they were almost quiet or thinking or whatever, they went to like just pencils and no inks. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then
that's
this one,
Jason Alexander doing the artwork on that book.
Yeah, the church with the Ankh on the top of it. I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one other.
Yeah, it's a really cool series. One of the few miniseries of Poison Elves actually written by the creator, Drew Hayes.
It's an awesome page there. But yeah. So I enjoyed it. At first, I got to tell you, the first issue, I'm like,
excellent.
I don't know if this is for me. But then I read the other 2 and I'm like, oh, this is a good story. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, you gotta find a way to read the main story from Drew. It's so good, and it's such wonderfully told indie comics. Like it is the quintessential black and white indie comic in my opinion.
Yeah, it was good.
It's just Drew's storytelling and his artwork is fantastic. Can you hear me okay? Am I breaking up? Come on, internet. Why you do this to me?
You're not breaking up. It seems delayed, but maybe it's just the way this works. I don't know.
No, I'm watching myself stutter all over here. So
Yeah.
let's see.
I mean, it's not. You sound
technology.
good.
Let's
You sound
see
good.
if I can.
You're not breaking up or anything.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take that. Camera resolution. Let's see. See if that fixes the problem. Maybe that'll help a little bit. It's no okay. At any rate, let's go ahead and say hi to the chat while they're here. Scroll up if I can. Wow, computer is just not having any of it today. Apparently, it's mad at me for neglecting it for 2 weeks. Omen is saying, I'm wondering if it's the internet all around.
Yeah, it might not just be you.
Scrolling to the top here.
You never know.
Never can tell anymore. Never can tell anymore. All right. Hey, we got Dr. Mass Retro Elixir in the chat. While we're doing that, I want to talk about your name. I want to find out where you came up with that name because it's a great name. I always see you hanging out in Pete Sameti's chat, which is always a good time.
Yep.
We got Good Stuff. What's up, Good Stuff? Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. Got my beautiful partner in crime, Flying Feline, Skull Gorgeous. I'll be heading back up there at the end of December. So I'm constantly going back and forth between here and South Carolina. I do like a good road trip, so that it makes it fun. We do all kinds. We went up to the mountains while I was up there the last time. Yes, actually, I do. I love audiobooks. I have got a huge, massive collection of audiobooks.
Nice.
Like hard drives filled with audiobooks. All over my phone and on the cloud, on Audible, all kinds of audiobooks. Good Stuff is apparently watching the new episode of It, Welcome to Derry, which is apparently a very freaky show. That I've read like all of the old Stephen King books. I read all of The Dark Tower.
Nice. And
that's all connected to that specific area of Maine,
mm-hmm.
And it's pretty crazy. It says it reminds me of a B-rated sci-fi thriller with gore. Yeah. Feline already dropping the link for Edgar Allan Poe's Bespeckled with Scarlet on fundmycomic.com. I think it's awesome that you're using Fund My Comic, and we'll talk about that as well. Oh, man, come on, computer. You can do it. Oh, apparently they could hear us talking in the background. Interesting. I'll have to go check that. It's buffering while I'm watching. Groovy. All right. What's up, Screaming Raven? Good to see you, sir. Skull. And let's see. Wondering if internet issues all around. It's not just you. Been issues here. Great. What's up, Shadowhawk? Good to see you, sir.
Oh,
welcome.
What's going on?
It says, good to see you, Dr. Masque. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we were talking about whether it was him in my book.
Scrolling. Hey, we got a Mr. Michael Rushbrook in the chat as well. Say again.
I said we were talking about whether it was Shadowhawk in my book, the Raven that's in it. So
Right. He's all ravens everywhere. Let's see. What's up, Miss Good Stuff? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here and powering through with us as okay, you could say here we go. Hear me say here we go. Interesting. All right.
I'm watching.
I'll have to check the settings because it should. Yeah. I'm watching it on YouTube over here, and it is just bit. So we'll make it work as best we can. I'm gonna actually close YouTube on my computer, disconnect from the internet on my phone, and we'll bring it up. I'll keep an eye on it on my phone and see if that makes it any better.
Something's conspiring
by
against
hook or by crook. Oh yes,
it's taken us a while to get to this point. You know.
All right, that seemed to help a little bit. I'm wondering if Chrome is just eating up every little bit of RAM that I have on my machine. At any rate, okay. So we've caught up with the chat here. And I've got what is it? I've got 24 gigs of RAM in this machine. Granted, my machine is older. I got it in 2018.
What are you running?
I guess around Thanksgiving. I'm Windows 11, but it's on an older machine, and I hacked it on there. It technically didn't qualify for Windows 11. So if this keeps up after this new update, then I'll just move to Linux. I'm done with Windows shit anyway. To be honest with you,
that was on my list of things to ask you was what version of Linux should I use on my next laptop? Because
Linux Mint. That is that. Yeah, that seems to be the one that's the easiest for people to adapt to that are coming from Windows, and it'll give you like a crash course. There's a couple other ones that are good, but Linux Mint, Cinnamon seems to be the most Windows-like experience.
Okay.
I actually just got it running on an old laptop that had been sitting around. That's even older than my computer and my other laptop. So I got that running. So now I know how to do it, and I'm going to be doing it with this one. If this is going to be the experience, everything's stuttering all the time, I'm not going to deal with that.
Yeah.
Because everything that I need to do on Windows, I can either set up a virtual machine on Linux and do it, or I can find an alternative program on Linux. Because I'm done dealing with Windows spyware nonsense.
Yeah, I've heard some stories that Windows, the new version of Windows, is screwing up people's dual booting too.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. It'll act like it owns your hard drive and then just wipe away your other partition.
Yeah, it sucks.
Just because you don't need anything other than Windows, we can't have that data on the other partition, so we'll just get rid of that for you.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Horrible, I say. But what's not horrible is, comics, reading. You reading anything good recently? Aside from the Poison Elves, obviously.
Poison Elves, I'm trying to think. What was I I was reading We Don't Kill Spiders. I don't know if you've seen that one or not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I mean, I try not to kill spiders, but sometimes, they surprise me, and my initial gut reaction is smish first, ask questions later. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Especially if they're tiny.
Yeah, I forgot the artist creator's name, but I met him at a con, and I bought one of his other books, which I posted on X like a little review about it, and it was kind of like his other book was kind of like if Harry Potter was witches, okay. It's basically a bunch of these kids get put into this school, and
right,
not all of them are going to make it out of school alive, but those that do will be these witches or whatever. They'll have lots of power.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty
Gotcha.
good. Like, We Don't Kill
Cool.
Spiders is like it's taking place during the Viking times, and there's a
Oh,
witch in
all
that
right.
as
I'm
well.
sold.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's right up my alley.
I had seen it before, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm the kind of, we're both metal fans, right? So it's like if you like a
Yeah.
band and then other people start to like it, you're like, well, those guys, I only like their first album, or I only like so
I mean, yes and no. Sometimes I don't care if a band gets popular. I still like them if their sound is still the same. Now there are certain bands that I like that I don't like how their sound changes. Like Volbeat, for instance. I really like a lot of their older stuff because it was heavier, it was louder, it really leaned into the whole death and roll thing. And as they went along, they kind of got more radio friendly because they started getting more radio play. And I'm just like, can we have a little more Merciful Fate, a little less Johnny Cash, please?
right.
Yeah.
I think I saw them. I think they opened for Iced Earth the one time I saw
Oh,
them.
nice. Fucking
Yeah.
love Iced Earth.
Yeah, I'm a huge Iced Earth fan. Yeah.
Ever since Days of Purgatory, they had the Chaos Comics character Purgatory on the cover.
Yep.
Yep. Ever since then, I've been a fan. I dig their stuff.
Yeah,
how that dude can sing like that is beyond me. But yeah.
Yeah, both. I mean, they've had 4 singers, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think Something Wicked was the first one I had listened to,
Mm-hmm.
and that was back when I was illegally downloading stuff, So, and that's where I found a lot of
Right.
cool bands, because that's how I found, that's where I found Nightwish, and that's how I found Iced Earth, but I mean, I've since gone
Mhm.
back and I bought everything they own, that they put out, so.
Right.
So it works out for me anyway. But yeah, I love Iced Earth. But anyway,
I've
where I was going with that.
yeah, I love metal.
I was trying to say that I saw that his book was on Image, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm really I like independent books. Image is an
Right. No, totally.
So. But
yeah, I mean, they're not Marvel or DC, but they're not really like indie books anymore.
Right. So, but it's really good so far. I've gotten like
awesome.
One issue in, I think. So yeah, it's good.
Heck yeah. And I understand the hesitation, but if a book's good, a book's good. If they happen to have like a an Image publishing deal, hey, more power to them. I don't know that I would necessarily want to do the publishing deal with Image just because they take a fairly decent chunk of what you earn, and you still have to do a lot of your own legwork. So I mean, it just seems to me like you might as well just do your own thing. You got to do the legwork anyway, so you might as well reap all of the benefits. Now, I don't know. I guess it gets you put into their preview book that they do. I mean, Diamond is gone now,
right?
But I think they still put a preview book out with. I think they went with Lunar, or yeah. Because I know that's where DC went. I used to work in my my local comic shop, and but thankfully, I don't, and I never had to deal with like the multiple companies to order from. Diamond was still the thing when I worked there. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of glad that I don't have to try to sell modern day Marvel and DC, because some of the stories are
I'd be out of business.
Well, I come across like some of these shorts sometimes on like stories that have happened in Marvel and characters that I grew up reading that I used to care about, and I'm just like, God, that's dumb. Like that's just a really dumb story. And I suppose if I were ensconced in this stuff, it would be, oh, that's cool, but no, it's dumb. A lot of the stories are just, I don't know, mashing things up and calling it, creativity. It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
But the indie books, I used to love going through the indie section of previews and finding that, that tiny little like inch tall thumbnail with a little paragraph describing the book, and that's the one I want to try, just because people are rolling the dice with that, trying to get their book in the shop to somebody to check out.
Yeah, I think back when I was spending a lot of money at the shops and stuff, I didn't do a lot of indie. I was Marvel and DC. Then I was just DC, and then it was just kind of like I'm done. Like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I'm just like I'm done with that. But there were specific, like if there was a Ditko book that showed up in one of the, in the back, then I would pick it up,
Sure.
things like that. But yeah.
Every so often, like a throwback title will show up. Like they did the Savage Land Rogue, which was cool. Kari Andrews did that. It's a name I recognize. I know that he's good. Spider-Man, Wolverine. I'll check out a couple of things here and there. In the chat, Michael Rushbrook, he and Shelby Robertson have been telling me that I need to check out the Transformers run from Skybound, and I bought the first trade of that, like, I guess a year or so ago when it first came out. And I just started reading it the other day, as a matter of fact. And it's actually pretty good.
Okay.
I'm digging it, I used to watch Transformers every fucking Saturday as a kid. Okay. I still have, I don't know if you can see him behind me, but I still have my Jetfire right there. See if the computer will cooperate. Yeah. Right there.
Nice.
That's Jetfire. The old Macross that they snuck into the Transformers line. Yeah. But I don't know. Sometimes it seems like these newer stories, these newer comics, they're playing on nostalgia, and it seems like the Transformers one is using the nostalgia to tell a good story to get people interested. And I'm cool with that. Nostalgia just for nostalgia's sake is me.
Yeah, that's what I found with the newer Star Trek stuff. That's kind of what they were doing. They're like, they'd show a scene and be like, "There's a Tribble there. Oh, you remember Tribbles? They're cool. And I'm just like, but the shows are awful. So it's like you can put whatever you want in it. I'm not going to watch it. So
right. The member berries, member. Yeah, I remember. I remember when this shit used to be good.
I'll just go back and watch the old.
Shadowhawk says, "I'm looking forward to this one. Back the big bundle. Grab at least one copy, or forever live with the regret." That's right. That's right. Feeline's asking me what's wrong with Johnny. There's nothing wrong with Johnny Cash. I just want a little more metal in my death and roll.
I like Johnny too.
Ain't nothing wrong with Johnny Cash. I just, when I'm listening to Volbeat, I want more crunchy, less twangy. Is that better?
I was thinking about, obviously, DeathMetalHero. I was thinking about what I like in that genre, because it's not much. I like bands that use the harsh vocals, like in with other vocals. But the close, this is so funny though. The closest I came to a band that I liked listening to was Arch Enemy, and I don't know if you just heard, but but
Alyssa Glue's White or whatever. She's left and she's gonna go do her own thing. But it's funny because she was the second lead singer of that band, but she was with them for a long fucking time.
Well, 12 years.
Long time.
Yeah.
Yep. Apparently she's doing her own thing. On my YouTube feed, I saw a metal news video talking about her leaving the band, and then like a couple rows down over here was her brand new music video for her band. I was like, well, that was quick.
Yeah. That was in the works for sure.
Yeah, totally. It had to be. I just I like all kinds of music. You know, I listen to all kinds of music. You know, but death metal just happens to be my favorite. You
Yeah.
know, I
The
love
only
the blast beats. The you know.
yeah, the only other band that I like is Therion. That started out as I think you would say that's a death metal band. The first couple of albums, and then they started
Okay.
doing the whole symphonic. I can't say it and
Oh,
and
the
opera
symphonic
stuff.
metal. Yeah.
Yeah, and opera and everything. So
Oh, okay. If you dig that, then you should check out Flesh God Apocalypse. They're
okay,
an Italian band that mixes death metal with Italian opera,
oh, that
and they're one of my fucking favorite bands. Yeah,
I'll have to
yeah,
check
they're
that
one of my
out.
favorites. Yeah, they're awesome. The most recent album is actually called Opera, and it's the lead singer was in a rock climbing accident, and he had to go through a lot of therapy to get his fingers to work again, so he could play guitar. And so
Wow,
the entire album is basically just a celebration of life and being able to do what he loves to do, and basically screaming in the face of death, and I am immortal and shit like that. So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
it's pretty cool. It's a really good album too. It's a really good album.
I'll have to check it out.
Another band you might enjoy is Igor. Igor is Baroque core, is what they call him, and he will mix he will mix blast beats with harpsichord and piano. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite songs by Igor is a song called "Brutal Swing," and it like mixes like old 1940s swing music with like blast beats and synth and stuff like that. It's fucking nuts. So
Nice.
yeah, Igor with 3 R's on the end.
Okay,
Igor. Yeah.
nice.
Shadowhawk says Image was indie in the 90s, sort of. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yep.
Michael Rushbrook is excited that okay, computer's just all over the place. Michael Rushbrook is excited that I'm reading Transformers. Yep, I'm reading it, buddy. It's good so far. Feline apparently does not care for my reasoning about about less Johnny Cash in my Volbeat, but that's all right. And Screaming Raven says, Therion, their album Crowning of Atlantis is a favorite album.
I do like that one.
I've actually never listened to them before, so I'll have to check them out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm always looking for new music. I love new music.
I'm trying to think of geez, I don't know. The thing with them too is like they're all like every one of their albums. They're not quite each one is different. There's
Mm-hmm.
one Gothic Cabal, which is
Mm-hmm.
a little more. I don't want to say it's commercial because it's not, but it definitely has like more repeated choruses and things like that. Because like half of their stuff,
Right.
I don't even know what they're saying. I mean, it's cool opera, and I don't really understand half of it. If I sat down with the lyrics out, and studied it, I'm sure I could figure it out and everything. Um,
Right.
but yeah, that one seems to be more like catchy or whatever, kind of thing. But they
Yeah.
like I said, the first two were pretty much death metal, and then they just changed what they were doing, and it's really cool.
Sometimes you gotta switch up the formula, especially if you're not having fun making what you're making. Then change it up until you are.
What are you doing?
You know
Right?
exactly. I feel the same way about making comics.
Absolutely.
So tell me about your name. Where did the name Dr. Masque come from?
So because I had kind of just gotten into YouTube and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's got a handle and everything, and I'm just like, I need something, but
Right.
I wanted something that was inspired by Edgar Allan Poe because I love Poe, and
Yeah.
so Masque of the Red Death was one of my favorite stories, and I can't remember exactly where Doctor came from, but I said Dr. Masque, and I'm like, well, it needs to be a little bit more because just in case there's another Dr. Masque out there, So
Right.
I came up with the retro elixir, and at the time I was like, I'm going to do a YouTube channel and I'm going to talk about old stuff because I think that's important. I think if we look at the old stuff,
Mm-hmm.
we can make our new stuff better. But
I agree.
That's where it came
I
from.
agree. That's cool, man. I dig it. I dig it. The name stands out. Like I said, I've seen you pop up in Pete Sammetti's chats all the time, and it's it's a name that stands out. And hearing the history of it, that's really cool. And I agree, man. You know, understanding where we came from and paying homage and reverence to the stuff that came before us. That's how we learn. Learn those who don't learn from the past are doomed to repeat it. Well, I want to learn from the stories that worked beforehand.
Right.
And I want to tell good stories. There's a lot of stories that are being told now that are just so shallow and pastiche rather than actually having some kind of depth that comes from an experience, that comes from a love and desire to tell good stories. And I feel like that's a lot of that is missing now.
Yep.
So
100%.
and you're digging way back with Edgar Allan Poe, and the whole aesthetic of your book is very much EC Comics, which I fucking love, man.
So yeah, I love EC as well, except they're a little wordy at times. But
it's true. But I mean, Chris Claremont got a little wordy sometimes when writing X-Men, so it happens.
yeah.
So yeah, where did
I'm sorry. We were
Go
talking about that on another stream, and somebody said if you go back and reread those old X-Men that I read as a kid, you'd be amazed at how much
Mhm.
dialogue and writing there is.
Oh yeah.
You just didn't notice
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because we
anyway.
were so enraptured with the story. We were just we were enjoying it. I mean, I still love those things. I mean, the Phoenix Saga, the Dark Phoenix Saga, the Proteus Saga, like all of that is just, it's so damn good. Fall of the Mutants, living in the Outback. I mean, there's God, fucking 20, 30 years of just amazing X-Men comics. But yeah, Claremont could be a little self-indulgent with the words sometimes, but that was the only way to get like the best version of the X-Men. Now we've got video games, we got the cartoon. Did you ever watch X-Men 97?
I did not. I watched a few of the old when it was on originally. I watched a few of them, but
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, at that point, I wasn't watching a lot of cartoons, so it was just like I just missed it. Batman the Animated Series,
Mm-hmm.
I watched all that, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was like the heyday of superhero cartoons. We had Batman the Animated Series, Adventures of Superman. We had X-Men animated series, and then Spider-Man the animated series.
Is there an Iron Man one
and
too?
to a lesser degree, Iron Man and the Hulk also had series at that time. There was a Fantastic Four series. Those Iron Man, the Hulk, and the Fantastic Four were not quite on the same level as like Spider-Man and X-Men and Batman and Superman, but they were still good. And I mean, Batman Beyond came after all that. Batman Beyond is probably one of my favorite things that Warner Brothers cartoons ever produced. Just such a cool show. But I love cyberpunk fiction, so that played right into it.
Yeah, that would be such an easy, I don't want to say easy movie to make, but I mean, it could be such a good movie,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it could.
Yeah.
We'll see if they ever do it. We'll see.
I don't trust any of them anymore. So
yeah, well, you got to have people that are actually passionate about making this thing work, and are actually passionate about telling the story and telling the story as it was originally presented, not trying to, I've got to put my own fingerprints all over it. No, you don't. Just tell the story. Tell it good. Do what Robert Rodriguez did with Sin City. That's all you have to do.
Yep.
I mean, that's very, very simple. Very simple. So where did the idea for this come from? I mean, obviously it was inspired by EC Comics and your love for Edgar Allan Poe. Is this an idea that you've had kicking around in your head for a while, or did it just lightning strike you one day?
No, I've been a Poe fan ever since probably at least junior high. Which is quite a few years ago for me.
Nice.
But but there's stories that I would continuously, go back to. I'd go back and reread them. And so
Right.
I actually got into really look at the screen threw me off.
It's all right.
But
I just brought up the campaign.
Yeah. But so at one point I was doing board games, and then once I got to where I was almost ready to like publish a board game, I didn't like what I was seeing in the board game industry. So I was just like, you know what? And I've been I've been a comic kid my whole life. I've been watching a ton of stuff. I've been writing since as long as I can remember. I was writing my own stories, and I just said, I think I'm just going to do that. And I always wanted to do something with Poe. And lately I'm learning it more as I do shows and stuff. But one of the things that kind of inspired me too was the fact that my son read no Poe in school. He's going to be graduating next year. He's read zero Poe in school. And so I'm like, I don't.
Damn.
It's almost become to me now like I've got to help like get this guy's. I want his work to be out there, and I'm not saying that I'm the guy that's going to do it, but hey, I'll give it a shot. So
Right.
I've been working on this for a little over a year, and the way I did it, I felt like once I got the first one out, I could duplicate it, and I could turn around another issue quickly, because it's what I'm calling is like an illustrated narrative, which is you've got an excerpt from one of the stories and you have an illustration by a different indie artist, and then it goes on to the next one, and it's bookended by an intro and an outro by Dr. Masque. Talking about Poe and you learn about his library that he has and things like that. So, yeah.
Heck yeah. Hey, bringing attention back to the classics via comic books and doing it in the indie scene. I mean, if there's anywhere that's going to appreciate Poe and old EC comics, it's going to be indie comics.
Yep.
And you got the campaign up on Fund My Comic, which is awesome. I by the way, I dig this logo over here, the Fund My Comic logo that you did.
Christian Rossi.
That is wicked cool.
He's amazing.
Rossi's fantastic, man. I love his work. I have for a long time. Ever since he did Void Walker. With Rooster Puncher was his name.
I can't remember his name either.
Yeah, he was making comics, and then he just kind of up and disappeared. Miss that dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it came out through Alterna. That was one of the first Alterna books I bought, and I love newsprint. I love newsprint comics. Currently reading King Cryptid. I fucking love King Cryptid. Probably one of my favorite books being published right now.
Yeah, me too. It's very well done. Yes. And Pete inspired me somewhat too, the way he was doing things, which was having a different artist for each issue, and that way he can put more stuff out. So I said, well, what if I took that and did, got artists to do different scenes, and then I can have a book out in 6 months.
Yeah, absolutely. And that way you don't have to worry about rushing your artist. They have time to actually work on the book. They have time to, complete the story. So I think that's a great idea, because it takes time to do these. It takes time to do them well.
Yep.
Rushing things out the door never does anybody any good, especially in this indie sector where these are more kind of boutique items, and you want to make sure that you give people quality if they're going to contribute to your idea.
For sure.
So I'm going to attempt to play the trailer here. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully it works okay, because my computer is currently on the struggle bus. Come on, you can.
Can you hear it? Okay. Houston, we have a problem.
I don't know if this is even playing. I mean, I can see it. Can you see?
Nah, it's just a blank screen. I could hear the sound at one point, but curses. There it is.
Yep. So everybody. Oh Lord. Huh. Oh, okay. As soon as I stop it, it shows up. Yeah, I'm looking at my phone here, and it is definitely. Yeah, it's not just when I'm up there. Yeah, I turned my camera off in an attempt to see if that would help.
Right.
It is not. Everything is still, dragging ass, as it were. Okay, so highly recommend that you go to the campaign and watch the trailer because it's awesome, and it's got great music. So we're gonna hopefully everything else will load and you guys can see this. Yep.
Good.
We're going to power through. We're going to power through. And then after this show, I'm going to, take my computer out back and shoot it. So I love this cover. This cover is fantastic. Who did the cover?
Ricardo Jaime. I think I'm trying to remember. I think he did some covers for Mark Paulton. I do watch his account.
Nice. Okay, cool.
But he,
hey, Paulton's got good taste, man.
Yeah, he did an interior. He did Fall of the House of Usher, and I'm like, after I saw it, I'm like,
nice.
This is amazing. You need to do a cover too. And so we went back and forth. We had basically the same idea. He gave me 3 versions. I picked one. He goes, I really wanted to do this version. I'm like, okay, well, just do that version. So this is the version. So yeah, it came out amazing.
This is an epic cover. Very very eye catching, and it has a lot of intrigue going on here, and it kind of gives the impression of an anthology. Looking at it, because she's got the book open, and there's these other images that are popping out.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is very cool, man. I dig it. And then got the throwback to EC Comics. Fuck yeah.
It's Midnight
Heck
number 1.
Man.
From 1957.
Yeah, and I see you've got the comparison down here, so people can see what the original cover looked like that you're homaging.
Yeah, because most people probably don't know what it is. So.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they don't, but I mean it definitely has that feeling. It evokes the feeling of EC Comics. When I was in high school, I did multiple reports on comics and stuff. My senior English lit thesis was on John Constantine, the Hellblazer. But
Nice.
one of those, one of the essays that I did was about the history of comics, and so I got familiar with EC Comics, and how the Comics Code Authority was basically created to do them dirty and to knock them out of the top spot of selling comics.
Yep. Yeah. It sucked.
Yep, it's a hell of a thing. So I guess that leads me to my question: is this a comic book size comic book, or is it magazine size like the old EC Comics had to be afterwards?
It's magazine, or it's comic size, and I looked at making it magazine size, and I have Jim Whitting, who does some art in here, but he also did a lot of like graphic design and kind of helped me with the project. And he said we can do that, but we're gonna have to mess around with the art because most of the art is comic size.
Yeah.
So we talked about it. We went back and forth because I really would love to see it bigger, but I'm like, let's just stick with the comic, and maybe down the road someday we could do something else. But
because unfortunately they're not the same aspect ratio.
Right.
Magazine size is significantly wider. It's kind of more of that European size comics. Now, sometimes the European size pages, I mean, they're able to fit all kinds of stuff, like all kinds of action fits in one page. It's amazing the amount of stuff that they can fit into just a slightly wider page.
Right.
But most people, they have comic book size boxes, bags and boards, that kind of thing. So I dig it. And so that's two different versions, one with a full color logo and one with a black and white logo.
Yeah, the black and white is for the newsprint version.
Oh, that's the newsprint. Oh, awesome. I was going to ask if you were going to do a newsprint version. I think that's awesome. Yep. And only limited to 100 copies. Nice. I love newsprint. I love comics on newsprint. I love the smell of newsprint.
Did you get any of do you get Blood Realm?
I have gotten some Blood Realm. I haven't picked up some Blood Realm in a while, but so
the newer issues are printed alternate. Pete printed them himself, and it's still newsprint, but it seems to be a higher quality newsprint, and it's and the colors really pop on it. Yeah, so it looks really nice.
Yeah, I had Pete on, and we were talking about that, and he was showing examples. Yeah. It's incredible. Just the high quality level of printing he's able to get with the newsprint. Are you getting these printed through Pete?
Yep.
Heck yeah, man! That's awesome. I would love to see a renaissance, a resurgence of newsprint. I don't know if you're familiar with Zaid Comics, Phil and Brandon Zaid.
Yep. Yeah,
they're actually, awesome, excellent, good. I'm glad you're making the rounds. They're doing newsprint, and that's exciting. I want to see more newsprint.
Yep.
And if it's cheaper to print on, and you can still get high quality colors on the newsprint, I mean, why would we not use this?
I wish I had it with me, but I found this. There's a indie Comic Con called it's Indie Comics. I think I can't remember the exact name, but IC3 everybody calls it, or IC4.
Okay, yeah.
It's in Connecticut, and just independent creators. It's just amazing. So if you ever get a chance to go there, even if it's just a visit or set up or whatever. But I got a book, and it was probably almost like a size of a old tabloid kind of thing, like that thick. Wow. And it was on newsprint, and it was all stories about the spy agency. It was amazing.
Wow, that's cool.
So many cool things at that show, though.
I've said this before, and I will continue to say it because it's true. The indie comics scene always pushes the medium forward, in my opinion. If you go back to like the underground comics of the 60s and 70s, when people were disillusioned with the mainstream stuff and the mainstream stuff got boring, people went to indie books. Look at the black and white indie boom of the 80s. push the industry forward. That's where we got a bunch of stuff into the 90s. I mean, slave labor graphics back in the day, kitchen sink press. You got the Crow.
Sure.
Black and white books in the 80s, including the Ninja Turtles, which is, still one of the biggest IPs in the history of the fucking world right now. They never stop being popular.
Yeah.
So again, to me, indie comics always pushes the medium forward.
Yeah. Milk and Cheese was my indie comic from then.
Yes.
It was a great.
Yes. Evan Dorkin. Yeah. Just
Cool,
off the wall zany shit. And that the indie stuff proves that it doesn't have to be cape shit. It doesn't have to be superhero stuff. You can tell any kind of story with a comic book. It is just a storytelling medium.
Yeah.
It's a great way to tell a story. You've got more flexibility than you do with really any other storytelling medium. I mean, prose, but people like pictures. And a picture's worth 1,000 words, to use an age-old adage, but it's true. You, like, for example, looking at this cover right here, you'd have to use a ton of words to describe what's happening here and the colors and everything like that, but the picture just shows you.
Yep, for sure.
And you can evoke a mood and a feeling with that picture.
That's why comics
I'm speaking as an artist. That's exactly. That's why comics are fucking awesome. Heck yeah. This is cool. I love the spot color on this.
Yeah, it's
all the image and then the red.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's obvious. I don't know if you read.
I thought that was Preston.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Preston's work, man. I love his pencils. I love his paints. That's fucking awesome. And you got Dave Kemp doing the colors. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Dave did the cover colors for yeah.
Yep. The original.
Yeah, man. Love Dave's work.
Is below. You can buy that piece.
Heck yeah. Preston does good work, man. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised that he's not more popular and not bigger, more well known than he is. Like, I can't believe people sleep on this dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I will tell you too. Not to diss any of the other artists I work with because they're all amazing, but I think his was like the quickest turnaround. It was just like, we went back and forth. I told him what I want. That one in particular, I had a specific thing in mind, and I told him, and
right.
And he came back with it, and I think we maybe did a little bit of tweaking, and it was done. It was amazing.
Yep. Yeah, he's fucking damn good at what he does too, man.
For sure.
It makes me realize I need to work harder at what I do.
It's also
I want to be Preston when I grow up.
It's also, maybe this will entice people to want to buy it, but it's also going to be the cover of my card game that I'm doing. So, because I'm doing a card game called Never Bet the Devil Your Head. So,
very nice, very nice. So throughout the entire book, it's just a single piece of artwork and then the story on the side.
It's an excerpt from the story. Like, I didn't want to do.
Okay.
I didn't want to do an adaptation because there's so many of them, and I also thought that this would be a good entrance place for people that maybe don't know Poe. Obviously, there's more than I thought.
Right.
But it'd be a good place for them to start. And if you scroll down further, you'll kind of see what else, along those lines. But this is at the beginning of this of the book. You see Dr. Masque's house and his library, and Thule is Raven.
Heck yeah.
And that's Christian Ross.
Right on.
He did the sequentials.
Love his work too.
Yeah, he's amazing.
So you got a framing story, kind of like the Crypt Keeper coming in, right. Setting the stage and then telling the stories. I like it, man. That's cool.
And Dr. Masque appears in every piece of art in the book too. Somewhere.
Awesome. Yeah.
Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. So
love that shirt. Right. That's a great shirt. Doing the I love merch. I love t-shirts, you know. As
Oh,
Feline, I've
so
got more t-shirts than I know what to do with.
yeah, I hear you.
But I can always use more t-shirts. And she's gonna tell me that I don't need any more t-shirts, but it's lies. I always need more t-shirts.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a cool shirt. Luke Stone did your logo. That's awesome. Heck
What's
yeah.
that? What's that?
Luke's
Stone.
a good
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Luke Stone.
He did the
Yeah,
initial.
Luke Stone did your logo.
He did the initial character design with me too for Dr. Masque. So.
Oh, okay. Right on. Heck
Yep.
yeah. See, there she is. Yeah, no more t-shirts. I always need more t-shirts. Don't you tell me no.
I'm not listening.
Okay, maybe one more. See, she understands. She understands. That's my baby. But yeah, I think that's a very cool t-shirt design. And so Luke Stone helped you come up with the look of the character initially.
Yep, and the colors and things like that. Yeah, yep.
Heck yeah. Got Robert Geronimo doing a story.
Yep.
Alex Gorboot or Alexi Gorboot, the Black Cat. The Black Cat was always one of my favorites. I'm a big fan of cats. I love cats.
Okay.
So that was
There you go.
yeah,
One right there.
that one always stood out to me. Yep. Preston, Peter Gilmore. The Pit and the Pendulum. Fuck yeah, good call. Anthony Pugh. Ricardo Jamie. No, Ricardo's the one that did the cover, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I think
yeah,
he's sad because I won't let him show
Conrad.
the whole piece for that one. It is amazing, though.
Well, people got to get the books so they can see it. I got Brian Baugh. I had Brian Baugh on the show. I guess it was last year sometime, maybe before, talking about the superhero book that he was doing. And Fabrizio, nice. Got Richie, Daniel Alvarez. Man, you got like a killer's row of people doing stuff on that. And Elliot did a great job on that image. He crushed it.
Yeah, he did. I love it.
All right, and there's the Preston Acevedo piece if you guys are feeling original art happy, and why wouldn't you? It's a fucking badass piece. Just ink on Bristol.
Yep.
Pencil and inks.
Yep.
It's awesome, man. Better look at the T-shirt. Got some sketch cards. Sketch cards are always fun.
Yeah.
Cards by Jim Whitting. That's a Vampirella.
Yeah, he did 10 sketch cards and they're all on there. So it's one and done, whatever you choose. You also have Kevin Conrad. With Kevin Conrad, you can just pay and then choose whatever character you want.
Oh, okay, that's cool. And these are some examples here.
Yep. Those are actually they're cards that I own. So he's working on a four card series of Kiss for me, or I guess it would be 6 cards of Kiss for me. But
awesome. And then Alice Cooper, dig that one. And then of course, Dr. Masque.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. So how many pages is this book?
It's 28.
You can load page. It's okay. 28 pages. Nice. Oh, there's a bigger version of that piece. So you guys can see it. That is fucking awesome.
It is really cool. Yeah, I think the only thing
looking cool. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The only thing I think I had him change was the devil. I think he was holding like an ace of spades, which was cool, but I wanted him to hold a devil card. So,
I mean, that could be considered the Joker,
right?
The wild card.
Yeah,
right.
That's what it is in the game. It's
that is
a wild card. So,
yeah. All right, Masque of the Red Death.
Yep, you can buy that.
Oh, wow. It's a hell of a story. See, this going through this, it's making me want to go back and reread my Poe.
That's what I'm hoping.
You know, it's been a while. Yeah, that looks wicked, says Mrs. Good Stuff. Yeah, I do. So you've got a set number of stories in here. Do you think that you'll do like a volume 2 of this with more Poe stories? Like,
yeah, I'm already working.
Obviously, everybody knows the Raven.
Yep. There's no Raven in this. But
yeah,
volume 2, which is going to be called A Dream Within a Dream, we'll have the Raven, and it'll have. I've already started planning it out. I started the script.
Nice.
Because the beginning and end, instead of just 2 pages, is going to be, I think, about 8 pages. So you'll get like more of a story at the beginning and the end, and then the same kind of things through the middle. So, but yeah,
awesome.
Yep.
I have somewhere in my vast collection of audiobooks, I have a recording of Christopher Walken reading The Raven.
Oh, nice.
And I just came across Alan Rickman reading The Raven the other day on the internet, and it's incredible. I mean, Alan Rickman was amazing.
Vincent Price did a collection of Poe stuff that he read. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, you can find that as well.
Perfect pairing right there.
Yeah,
Vincent Price and Edgar Allan Poe. Holy shit!
This here is it's a digital, basically a digital paperback collection of all the stories in their full. So if we get to that stretch goal, and just between me and you, even if we don't get to that stretch goal, everybody will get that.
Oh, okay, awesome.
I'm like,
and it says not final cover.
Right. Yeah, I'm still monkeying with how I want to do it, but I plan on reusing some of the artwork from the comic, in black and white in the book. So,
heck yeah. So the book itself is predominantly in black and white. Like, it's black and white with splashes of red, hence the bespeckled and scarlet.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't quite get that until I was looking at all the artwork up here, and there's like little hints of red here and there. I was like, aha! I get it now. I get it. And I mean, it's cool. There's actually been a lot of that. A lot of different books that have done that recently, and it's such a cool aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like the black and white, and then like the little spots of red.
Yeah, I did look at Sin City. When I was doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is cool, man. Full color mini print of The Lake by Jim Whitting. Heck yeah.
That's with his.
There's Dr. Masque.
Yeah. There he is.
Oh, okay. He did the colors.
Yeah. Yeah. He did the whole thing. Yep.
Heck yeah, man.
Yep. If we get to the Edgar Allan Poe,
got all the sketch cards on here.
Here's a retailer's bundle.
Oh, and you're doing a retailer's bundle. I love that, man. I mean, I know that not a lot of campaigns want to do a retailer bundle, and unfortunately, not a lot of retailers seem to pick them up, sadly. But I like it when campaigns do give the opportunity for that. Because if any retailer is out there and hip to what's going on, paying attention, and actually likes indie comics, not just the mainstream indie comics, if I can be so bold as to use that oxymoron.
I know what you're talking about.
They would. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Listen, I love me some Dark Horse comics. I like some of the stuff that IDW has put out, whatnot. But, indie publishers like like what you're doing, the crowdfunding scene. These are like the real indie publishers. Mad Cave is still doing some really cool shit. They're indie. They're a little bit bigger. Bad Idea is a new one that just popped up that I really like. They've got Death Planet and Cul-de-sac by Wayshack.
Okay, I've heard of Cul-de-sac.
That's indie stuff as too. Yeah, that book looks amazing. But Wayshack's just a fucking badass. But retailers that are actually paying attention to stuff that's not just like well known, I think they'd be happy to be able to grab, a retailer pack. And I mean, $35 for 5 issues, that's a fucking steal.
Yep.
That's a fucking steal. So yeah, I think it's awesome that you're doing a newsprint edition of the book as well. I would love to see more newsprint be available. I mean, shit, if we could get back into spinner racks, hey kids, comics,
Yeah.
hey you that is coming in to get your beer and your cigarettes, want some comics as well. You used to read these when you were a kid.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
But I remember.
I'm trying to think of where you would do that now. I mean, convenience stores maybe. I know DC put some books into some of these stores or whatever, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it looks like they're trying.
Archie's been doing it right for years, so. I mean,
Oh yeah, they're right there at the digest books.
Yeah, right there.
Right there at the checkout in the grocery store. Yep. Have been for decades.
Yep.
Michael Rushbrook says, loving the black and red, my favorite color combo. There you go. All the more reason to grab yourself a copy there, Michael. Yeah, man, this book looks really cool. I'm excited for it. All in one bundle. All 3 covers, a T-shirt and the button with Dr. Masque's logo. Is that his sigil? The button?
Yep. And I'm not really going to say much about it, but I mean, if you study it, you might be able to figure out what it means. But
so yeah, there's a better shot of the button right there. And if you go watch the trailer, which my computer was absolutely unwilling to play, you can see it even better. So I highly recommend you hit the link that's in the description of this video and that Feline so graciously dropped in the chat. Go grab yourself a copy of this book and go watch the trailer because it's an awesome looking trailer. Who did your trailer, by the way?
Pedro Ang. Pedro, I can't remember his last name. Yeah,
Pedro. Pedro. Yeah, that's dude. That's a homie. That's my boy right there. So you working with all the talent. Just snapping up all the talent in this scene. That's good. Good. You recognize good talent.
I've been hanging around for a while, so. But I was going to say,
man,
the symbol. I had something in mind, and me and Luke were going back and forth, and then he came back with that symbol, and I'm like, I just walked around going, "That's amazing!" Hey, look at this! I showed everybody I could. Look at this! This is amazing! So I was really happy with that.
Heck yeah. Love it when things fall into place like that and it's get excited about it.
Yep.
I love this cover, man. I love the throwback. It's very
Murray.
Cool.
Greg Murray and Dan Kemp actually did the colors on that one.
Yep. Well, I mean, Dan and Dave both do great work.
It was funny. Dave was
I enjoy their work.
Dave's like, oh, this is, he looked at the original, the retro look, and he's like, this is something that Dan would probably be better at doing than me. So I'm like, okay, if you think so. So Dan did it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And that way you end up with the best product.
Absolutely.
So when are you looking to fulfill?
So the book, as of, well, I want to say it's done. It's the only thing we have left to do is I have to take the winner of the art contest and get their picture put into the to the file, and then it just has to go to the printers. So I've been working on it, for like a year, and just doing it. I'm like, I want this thing 99% done before I even start, talking about it.
Right.
So that's what I did, and. So I'm hoping if everything goes good, people will have this in their hands by March.
Right on, man. So you guys won't have to wait long to get this book. And I saw the contest winner. Holy shit, that was a hell of a piece, man. That was beautiful. All those lines. I mean, it looked like an old woodcut. That was fucking dope.
Yeah, I told him it looked like Dore, who did he did some of the original stuff for Poe, and and I can't remember the exact comment he made when I told him, that we were going back and forth in the comments about it, but he was like, it was a lot of fun to draw such a depressing scene. I'm like, well, I'm glad you liked it because it turned out awesome.
There you go. Right. I mean, if you're diving into Poe, I mean, it's going to be very very morose and dour, but good. And this cover blows me away, man. I dig that cover. Very dynamic.
What do you see the interior one too?
Huh?
What do you see the interior?
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet. This is a very cool project, man. I like anthology books with a bunch of different stories to tell. And you've got a killer's row of artists on this, guys. If you like indie comics and you have even a passing knowledge of Edgar Allan Poe, you want to get this book. You're going to have a blast with this one. Well, we've been going for a little over an hour now, and we've managed to power through. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the book before we wrap this one up and I go shoot my computer?
Not that I can think of. Like I said, it's done, and just got to go to the printers, and get out there and back it. It's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, the book looks great. I'm excited, guys. Go hit that link that Feline dropped in the chat for you. Grab yourself a copy. An hour went by already. Yeah, it goes quickly. At least you guys could hear me and my audio wasn't glitching. The video's been glitching the whole time, and it's finally starting to smooth out. But I mean, trying to scroll up on the page, it's just it's still stuttering like crazy. So I'm gonna get it figured out, and hopefully it won't be a problem tomorrow, because I've got the happy hour hangout with Flying Feline at 5 p.m. And then I've got Topic List with Jason Bascom.
Nice.
And He Robots. Of course, that's what I get. Yep. You know what? That's what I get. That's Murphy's fucking law. That's what I get for saying that. So, Mark, this has been a fantastic time, man. Anytime you want to come back and talk comics and music, you're more than welcome to. Chat, awesome. You guys are fantastic. Going to see if I can actually do this without messing it up here. We'll see. But thank you all so much for being here. And remember,
shop smart, shop S-Mart.